And we are back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 13, episode 19. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I hope you guys had an amazing day where you had a chance to basically eat as much as your heart contend. And I hope you guys have been having a great holiday season as we went from Halloween to now Thanksgiving, and then now we will be moving into Christmas and then New Year's, and then we'll be in 2025. But before we get to talking about any of the topics that we have here for this episode of the Cloud9 podcast, I just want to say, if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And I just want to let you guys know this. If you cannot, by any chance, potentially catch the show live, you can always watch the show on the replay. The VODs stay up on the channel. And there's also a section on the channel where you can just type, or you just basically click on where it says the Cloud9 podcast, and you can literally watch from season 1, episode 1, all the way to where we are at now. But if you only just want to basically consume an audio version of the podcast potentially, or video form, the Cloud9 podcast is actually on the podcasting platforms. So it's basically just my name, Master Swag King, and then it'll say the Cloud9, it'll say Cloud9 podcast, and then it will say the MSK show. So on my podcasting profile that you guys will see when you eventually want to listen to the show, you can basically watch all of the podcasts that I've ever done in order, from the Nightwing podcast to obviously to this one, which is the next one, which is the Cloud9 podcast. And then after that, you have the Iron Man podcast, and you have the MSK show. So I will be uploading the rest of the Iron Man podcast episodes very, very soon. And then after that, I'm going to be uploading the rest of the MSK show episodes that we are currently doing right now. And that show is about to hit 90 episodes. So we should be hitting episode 100 very soon. So I'm glad I've been able to basically consistently do this show with you guys, you know, week in and week out. At one point, we were only doing like one show a week. And I was like, you know what? Given that when the season is going on, it's probably better if we just do like 2 episodes a week, because there's just a lot of League of Legends to discuss. And, you know, I found it very much better if you were able to just like talk about things from just the LCS and the LEC and the LCK and just in a mix of that. But as you guys know now, moving forward, it's going to be a lot harder talking about the LPL, because the LPL, as far as the English broadcast, has been canceled. And to basically consume the LPL is going to be a lot more difficult. Basically, probably most likely just going to have to end up watching the VODs, or just watching it through I Will Dominate's co-stream or Kadrill's co-stream, even if he does co-stream the LPL. So yeah, the LPL is going to be harder to watch this year, which sucks, because the rosters that the LPL are currently building, that we're going to be going over much later on in the show, actually look really, really good. And it just sucks that this is the year of all year going into 2025 that the LPL English broadcast is just canceled, because Riot just doesn't want to basically pay for it anymore, because they just don't see the value in it, which is really crazy, because there's immense value in the LPL. But as I explained on the last episode we had of the show, you know, Riot never really did the LPL English broadcast any real justice. And, you know, there were a good few casters, a good amount of few casters that came out of that. But now we're in an age where Riot's, you know, LoL esports venture has pretty much failed on trying to become that big, like, NBA, NFL craze that they wanted it to. So, you know, they have to make these major cutbacks to be more of a sustainable business, which should have always been a thing. But joining me here in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast to talk about basically T1, that recent drama with Zeus, and much other things to talk about as well, is Mr. Blanks. What's up, man? How are you doing?
Well, I'm good, man. Just chilling. Just chilling.
Yeah, today's Thanksgiving. You got a chance to eat. What?
Yep.
And like you got a chance to eat Lennon's ass potentially.
Yep. That shit was tasty.
Yeah, and then she ate your ass, and then she kissed me,
Yeah.
so I essentially tasted your ass.
Okay. She's good at that, man.
Yeah,
She's good with her tongue.
she gave your ass taste to my mouth. What
What is wrong? What is wrong with you?
God, man. You know, that's what really sucks, man. We can't even really watch the LPL this year. That was just League of Legends that I could just watch at work when it was going on. You know, because you said when you were at work sometimes the stream would still be going. You just watch that.
Yeah, like the tail end of it.
Good Lord.
Because the LCK would be while I'm asleep. Because most of the games I would watch were either LEC or LCS or LTA, whatever the shit's called now.
Yeah, now it's just because you wanted to talk about that. Now it's just going to be called the LTA. So all that era of the LCS is just gone. It's just over. Yep. Now we just are the LTA. And I'll ask you this, because you came in toward the tail end of the LCS era. You were 2.5 years, you know. Is there anything you saw that they could have did better, you know? As far as like reaching more viewers or anything, because they had already been capped out for a while at that point. They had I'll give the LCS this. They had improved on content throughout this past year.
Yeah.
But it's too late now. Like, but the only time I would hope that they don't have Emily run a pros episode again. Please. She is not a host. Just have Jat or Mark Z or anyone do it for her. That episode she had a pros, remember, where it was just her, Masu, Core JJ, and Huhi. I was like, bro, this is absolute trash. They put that on the fucking Spotify platform. They put that on their their podcast profile. Like, you want that out there for fucking people to listen to? Oh, hell no. Emily's really cute, but goddamn, is she not a host? Hell no.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Remember La Tigress? Oh, when she said Luger had the blood running through his veins. Oh, no.
Yep.
Good Lord. Just, God, LCS history is just over. Now we're in a new era of the Americas, merged with the CB LOL. They had to basically basically split the CB LOL in half to basically save the LCS, when the CB LOL was a product that was just thriving off the viewership alone. You know, the quality of games was just absolutely trash. Good Lord.
It was mid as hell. It was mid because it was only really 2-3 good teams. And everybody else was just there.
I remember when Yamato Cannon and I Will Dominate had that stream where they were watching the finals between Loud and Pain earlier this year.
Yep.
That might have been one of the worst finals I'd ever seen. That would be the worst finals I've ever seen, unless that Fnatic G2 one broke my soul. I've never seen a finals that bad. I've seen blowouts before, but never like that. And that wasn't even a blowout. Fnatic should have their 8th LEC title. G2 were literally trying to hand them the trophy. Please take it. We don't want it. And then G2 didn't even win in a meaningful way. They won just by like grouping 5 mid and just running it down. Like, damn. And Fnatic are like, man, we got to keep Oscar Renan, Razork, and Humanoid. That's our roster. That's our top side. And it's like, guys, Humanoid is it a bad take to call Humanoid like washed now? I was thinking about that earlier today, man. Is he washed? He's only the second best mid laner because there's just nobody else. Yeah. There's literally no other competition. He is a washed player. He ints repeatedly. And sometimes I also have to think about this, man. If that was Hylissang as a mid laner, people would just call him Hylissang. He's literally just Hylissang at that point. All he does is just end. James was trolling us. He was like, I was like, who's top 3 supports? He was like, Mickey X, LeBron, and Hills. I was like, Hills, like, I know you didn't watch the games. No way you think Hills think a top 3 support now. No way. Trolling out the ass when he was talking to us. Motherfucker really think Hills was a top 3 support. I'm like, dude, Limit came back for like a split and looked better than that guy. Like, let's not go crazy here, you know? But let's go over the T1 roster drama. All right, so what's your current updated thoughts on it? Because there's actually a lot to break down with it, honestly. Because I want to tell people this. Last episode, I didn't know Joe Marsh had that interview up. But what we were trying to explain to James is that people don't understand. T1, since they lost him, are going to always try to look like the good guys. It isn't like, because people are like, but he said that, so it must be true. Why would it must be true? Joe Marsh wouldn't paint them in a bad light, obviously. And keep in mind, before Zeus ever left the roster or wanted to leave the roster, he was on there since 2022. He was on for 2023, 2024. They had plenty of time to sign this guy to a four-year contract, 3-year contract. Like literally last year, when they won Worlds with him, they could have just signed him for a 3-year contract. They would have had him until 2024, 5, 6, until 2026 if they had signed him for a 3-year contract. T1 had plenty of time to sign this guy. And I know people will be like, oh, woe is me, T1. And if they knew he was the biggest piece they needed for their roster to be successful, why did they not re-sign him last year to a 3-year contract? Because they said that they didn't offer him enough money. The initial offer was low. Keep in mind, he might literally be the best top laner in the world, barring Keen, Bin, right? Literally just those other 2 players, right? So they know they have one of the best players in the world, and they're lowballing this guy. Now, I'll be fair. If you have watched Shark Tank, I've watched it for many years, you can't initially just offer the highest money, right? Because that's not how a negotiation works. Like, if we're negotiating over a player, let's say you want Chovy from me, and you offer $90K, right?
Yeah.
And I offer $91K. Well, that's how a negotiation goes, right? You don't just offer the best amount up front, right? Because you want to try to make the deal good for you while also making the deal good for that person. But as you know, that doesn't really work. And keep in mind, when we're talking about this drama, people are like, well, the agent was really, really bad. The problem here is, guys, the agent doesn't represent T1. The agent represents the best interest of the players. Now, there's already conflict of interest there if he has 2 representatives being Keen and Zeus. Obviously, that's going to be a big conflict of interest right there because, he's going to want a bigger cut of the money that ends up having the contract signed. So this is honestly everyone's fault, basically, except I guess you could say Homolife, because they just offered enough money for him to come over. Like, T1 had plenty of time to offer this guy money and a contract to stay if they really thought he was honestly that player they needed, right? Because
he didn't want to stay.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't want to stay. Because keep in mind, we talked about this with Faker. That's not like shitting on him. But anytime T1 does well, you've seen Faker gets all the credit. Even when he's not the best player on the team. Like, let's keep it straight 100. Gumayusi and Keria pretty much outperformed him the entirety of the World Championship. We ourselves, me and you, had Gumayusi as the MVP of Worlds. That man didn't die in a game until they played against Genji in the game 2, where he was playing Caitlyn. That's the first game he died at the World Championship as an ADC, which is very hard to do, given the fact that, teams like to dive bot a lot. Like, even when T1 does well, it's only because of Faker. And if T1 loses, well, it's all Faker's fault. That's the problem, though, So if Zeus goes to Homolife and he, in theory, gets a better team, because Homolife were better than T1 for the majority of spring and going into Worlds, they were thought to be better until, good old Doran. Good old fucking Doran just loves choking, Like, the problem here is, we knew Gumayusi and Keria would re-sign, right?
Yeah.
Like, we know that. We know owners re-signing. But maybe they signed, and maybe they even signed on less money because they wanted Zeus to come over. Because we know that Gumayusi, Keria, and owner are not getting paid a lot as Faker, right? Faker makes like, $6 million? So there's no way they're paying those other guys that amount. No way. No, absolutely no way. Like, maybe potentially they turned down higher offers from other teams because they thought that Zeus would be on the team. So if they knew if they knew that guy was a high potential piece they needed to have, you re-sign that guy. Because let's be honest here, Gumayusi loves Faker. He's not going to any other team, if we're being really honest with ourselves here. Yeah. Keria likes Gumayusi. He's not going anywhere. And owner, he's just here for the ride. Let's be honest here. He's just here for the ride. He's going to be on T1. Like, what do you think, man?
This is tough because
you can see it in a bunch of different angles too, right?
Yep.
Like, it's not just one angle works the best and then that's it, because that's how most of the T1 fans on Reddit and Twitter are. They're like, "How dare you not keep Zeus?" Well, guys, he can be allowed to leave, right? That's not free. Like, what? They're not keeping him like a slave. Now the question here is, I will give Faker this. If he's able to win with Doran, like maybe, because keep in mind, because if they're only looking at just keeping the world championship or around them, he would have to with Doran make the world championship final as a minimum for this not to be a disappointment. World championship final, you know, like, what do you think, man?
Okay, this is tough because
There's so many angles, man. Good lord, dude.
If Hollow Life win World, Zeus will get most of the credit. How you put it? If T1 does not win Worlds, what's his name? It's gonna get most of the blame. Doran. The whole thing we're looking at is, I think this was good for both sides. I think they spent enough time. He was able to do what he was able to do. Go to another, win. He won. Went to another team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. Won 2 world championships. Got to 3. Yeah. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, because I think another problem here now is with Doran. It's like, Doran himself is all right to okay domestic top laner. He's won 4 out of the last 5 championships, so he's obviously not like a complete bum as people are making out. But I want to also point out, guys, that he won those championships with Chovy, all of them, and he won the other one with Zeka when Zeka was like, basically, ramping up in summer, right?
Yeah.
So if he's able, so it's not highly unlikely he could win with Faker. If we're talking just purely domestically, he can win domestically. The problem is that when he goes to international competitions, he is just absolutely terrible. I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know if it's choking. He's not functional internationally. And like, depending on how the meta shifts, because we know how bad the meta was for them earlier this year, if it has to be a carry top meta, that's not good. That's not going to be good. But if it's a carry mid bot meta, for as long as it is, they can kind of get away with that, honestly, So, also, like if you're factoring in Doran's performance over the year, it's not been terrible. I guess he's arguably a top 4 top laner because the LCK top laners are absolutely abysmal. It's literally just Zeus, Keen, Doran. There's not even third. It's just Doran, and then it's just the rest. Just literally it, But I will say this, Doran has been able to get the betterment of Zeus when they do have head-to-head matchups, when it's like, finals and situation. The only one Zeus did get the better of him at was the spring one of earlier this year when they beat them in the 3rd place match, actually. Yeah. So, but the key piece of that is people usually, if Doran outplayed him, people would go, well, it's only because Zeus choked. Yeah, because people realize, well, he is just the better player. Like, overall, even if he randomly only choked against Doran, he is just overall the more stronger, better, consistent player, Now, the thing with Hanwha that no one's brought this up is, you've seen the news so far, man. Hanwha has not announced any of their roster yet. They've only signed Viper and him. So, remember, keep in mind, Zeus going to this team is probably largely due to the fact that he was probably told that they were going to be retaining most of the roster. So if they retain Peanut, Zeka, and Delight, well, that's a pretty scary team. But we don't know if that's going to be their team yet. He might have just signed to this team, and they might have a new jungler, they might have a new mid, they might have a new support. I think Delight's staying. But, having a new mid and jungle to play around is going to be pretty hard, obviously. I think Peanut and Zeus would make a great top
I think, okay, from what I've seen, all 5 are staying. The reason why their names have been official because they're renegotiating. That's from what I've seen.
They're probably going to terminate their contracts because obviously, if no one knows this, the LCK is going through a soft salary cap. You can go over the luxury tax, but if you do, the rest of those proceeds go to the league or the other teams. Actually, that's why if they wanted to keep players long term as far as T1, they should have signed these guys to long-term contracts literally just last year when they after they beat Weibo. All right, you guys can all just have 3-year contracts. Here's your millions of dollars. Let's just keep winning world championships. But that's the other problem that no one's brought this up. the reason why they're only keeping the roster together, like we talked about in the few past episodes, is because they won Worlds. And had they not won Worlds, let's be honest here, every single time we said that, are they going to get rid of their roster? Well, instead, if they win Worlds, they won't. Happen every single time. They won a World Championship, get the roster together. They won a World Championship this time around. One piece of the roster is gone. So it's a complete mess, honestly. You know, T1 are not obviously innocent, but I don't see Zeus as innocent either. He obviously knows what's going on. Like, I don't know. He didn't know what's like. If you think he knows what's going on, you're stupid as fuck. You're actually dumb. You know, it's ridiculous that he wouldn't know. He clearly does. He probably just maybe wants to flesh out his legacy on another team potentially. Because the thing is, you know, we brought this up. You know, like Faker sometimes isn't even the best player on his team, and he gets credit for maybe having like 1 or 2 games, right? Even in the BLG finals. Remember we talking to James about the BLG 2 finals? Faker played pretty bad in some of those games. Like, he played bad in game 1, he played bad in game 3, but you know, he was really, really clutch in games 4 and 5. You know, people just didn't even care if he had those bad games at all. Didn't care at all.
You know why? Because people seen T1 without Faker and see how bad they were.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. That's another angle to go on too. So if people, remember Poopy? Well, guys, Poopy re-signed to their T1 Academy team. He's not getting any play time. All I figure is literal hands fall off at this point, right? So when Poopy was playing for them back last year during the LCK 2023 summer split, they looked like literal shit. They just look like they know what to fucking do. They did look the best out of all of them, but even that was like pretty jank, right?
Yeah.
So the narrative when Faker came back, it's like, oh my god, Faker just gets the most out of them, and it really does look like that. It looks like his presence there does get the most out of them. Like they do want to play their best around him.
They feel more confident with him.
Yeah.
They don't feel confident with Poby. Poby doesn't have that.
They trolled that guy's whole career, man. They ran that guy to the ground. He wasn't good, if we're being honest. Maybe it was nerves. I don't know what it was. That guy was not good.
It's the same thing I told you about tenacity and certain players in the LCS, LTA. Some players are good enough to be in the minor league, but they cannot make it in the major league. There's too much of a skill. There's a skill gap. There's too much of a skill gap between up there and here. Too much of a skill gap. If people don't understand, so what do you mean there's a skill gap? What I mean is this. Like there are,
like, dude, he was losing to not just BDD and he didn't play Chovy. I don't think he did. He was losing to like 7th, 8th place LCK mid laners. Like if he can't even beat like 7th, 8th place mid laners, then you can't be in the league at that point. Because if he's going to replace anybody, you have to at least be better than like the mid lane closer. People like that. He wasn't even better than closer. It's like we're like he's at that point now. If we're talking about T1, if Faker's this good for T1 guys, if he gets Doran to be a world champion, man, he honestly at that point is the go. There's no undisputed anymore. If he gets they win worlds this year coming up with Doran, oh my god. Even if Doran plays well, like I'm predicting this. Let's say they do make the finals. Let's say at the very minimum they make the finals. Even if Doran plays well in the finals, all the credit goes to Faker because it's going to be Faker carried Doran to the world.
It's the same thing with it's the same thing with Tom Brady. Think about it. Who was the reason why they won the 2014 Super Bowl against Seattle? It was the defense at the end. Even though Tom Brady did the 2016. Actually, no, 2016 was actually him because the defense was trash. In 2019, it wasn't Brady. He only scored 13 points. It was the goddamn defense that held a team that scores 30 points a game. It's the same thing. Like the player that is most high profile, more in the leader, more like he's going to get the praise. And if people don't want to admit to it, that Faker will always get the credit, even when it is not deserved. And I'm not saying that he's not a great player. I'm saying there are times where other players are better than him. Mm-hmm. But if Faker does anything remotely good, think about it, in that World Cup, he wasn't the best player.
Yeah, in the Esports World Cup, Owner was just popping off so hard.
But remember the finals
just last month, the finals. Remember how Medic was going crazy when they had that? Remember that team fight we were reviewing in game 5? It was the Galley one. Owner, you saw what I saw. Owner 1v5 that whole team. He 1v5 BLG. All Medic kept talking about was Faker saving them. Did we just not notice the jungler walk up in 1v3 them?
You know why? Because at the moment, what's the highlight play? Faker coming in and saving Zeus. Yep. And then Carrier knocking off Knight.
Yeah.
That they could make that play. Owner was the best player. But you said it also, the jungler, same about sometimes the player like it's like the offensive lineman will never get the MVP because that's what you're supposed to do. You're the jungler, that's what you're supposed to do. And people don't look at it like that. They look at it like, oh, we should have done this. Oh, we should have done that. Oh, we it's that whole thing. And that's the scary part about it. Like you what was it? Sorry.
You're fine. You're good.
Owner was definitely the best player, but what did Owner do that other?
Yeah, because that's the problem is with T1 is that it's always going to lean just towards Faker no matter what, every time, every single time it just leans towards him. So I could understand it from Zeus' point of view. Like Zeus could literally have like the best year of his life next year, but if he's on Honorable Life, it's going to impact his career a lot more different. It's going to impact the perception of a lot more different. Faker is just what drives League of Legends and team. That was the most popular team I've ever seen. I've never seen a team that popular. Like I've never like a roster move this talked about. The last time a roster move this big happened, where a player like him left to a rival team, it's hard. Honorable Life is really not their rival, guys. If we're being completely honest here, that narrative is going like, guys, Honorable Life has been literally irrelevant forever. They only were good this year in the summer split.
T1 has 3 rival teams, and Honorable Life's not one of them. DK, if you want to say they are, Genji, and KT.
Yeah.
And KT not really anymore.
And KT's not even their KT's not their rival anymore.
It's because it's 2 telecom companies going against each other. Even though KT's kind of like owned by SKT, but it's kind of like, Damwon because they go back to 2020, 2021. And Genji, because Genji was always the team that was, always one team behind. It was always so close, but never enough. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's crazy.
One sec. Sorry about that. So it's good, man. League of Legends is such a fucking place to be. Because, like, what was the last time I heard of... Doublelift leaving CLG to go to TSM. I know you weren't around for that time period. That was a very, very big, like, move.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, when Doublelift left CLG to go to TSM, that was pretty big. Like, guys, KT at this point is not T1's rival. I know it's like a legacy thing that they're rivals, but if we're talking about just League of Legends, no. KT would be like what Vitality is in the LEC.
Yeah.
G2 came in, same year, won everything, international title, world success to some degree for a Western team, Well, Vitality's been a satanic orgy of shit. just absolute failure. Cap joining G2 was big. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Cap joining
G2.
That was big.
Who else? What's another team that's big?
Oh shit! If I'm trying to remember, I guess this one's not as big. Rookie and TheShy going back to IG is kind of big, I would say.
Yeah.
Man, someone would say Yao having his contract terminated by JDG. No, he should have. I don't know what got to that guy this year. Maybe he's burnt out. Because that guy played really well in 2023. To see him play that bad this year was just, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's okay. Yagal, you're burnt out. Just retire, please. I would say those were big too. Oh, Hooney joining SKT back in the day with Pina. That was very big. Yeah, that was a huge what the fuck signing. Well, the Hooney one, not the Peanut one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other bigger signings. Yeah, those are pretty huge, I would say. Unless you're talking about just Fnatic. I mean, upset to Fnatic initially up front. You know, there's too many to go over. Holy living shit! All right, so you said to start. Let's start going over. Oh yeah, Peanut. Yeah, that was big. You got some Sheep Esports stuff.
Yeah, I had a bunch of Sheep Esports. A bunch of Team Ross.
Rogue has signed their top laner, guys. Bwipo sucked off enough people for Adam to get a team again. Adam is certainly a player. I'll say.
He's a player of all times.
Like literally, the rumor behind the scene was the fact that nobody wanted this guy, and Bwipo is such a retarded weirdo. He was like, man, I played a few 1v1s against this guy, and I firmly believe he should be in the LEC. Bwipo, how in the world would that? Like, God, okay, I have to stop rationalizing my sane logic of thought with retards. Like, holy shit! Like, Bwipo said he had major problems with this guy back in the day, that 2021 Fnatic shenanigan.
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden, because he 1v1'd him, everything's water under the bridge. God, I hate retarded fat fucks like that guy. Good lord. Top laner Adam is set to join Rogue in the LEC. I legitimately thought Rogue were selling their slide. They were even considering selling their slide.
Yeah.
Like, so they're gonna have Larson and Adam. And who else do they sign, dude? What else they got here? There's nothing here.
Like, nothing else. It's just them at the moment.
Lord, that's it. Yeah, you're right. Oh, the only thing for League coming up is we have that show match the 14th to the 15th. I'm so glad it's not like that Red Bull gaming tournament we had like last year where they made T1 play 8 hours of best of ones against ERL teams, and the last one was like against G2 and like the Team Heretics roster with Perks and Yankos and freaking, oh my god, Flackid. Oh my god, that was so trash. Never do that again. Yeah, BLG is getting rid of Jun, and they're gonna keep Wei. Why? Jun definitely proved why he should be on their starting roster. There's no reason why he should not.
Wei costs less. He's
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you saying he's the Wei? Oh my god.
Oh stop. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Let's see. Oh, so I know a lot of people know I basically shit on women, and I love shitting on women actually. Apparently there's a bunch of like esport orgs that are cutting their female esports division. Nobody like, if we're being honest, nobody watches. People barely, I don't say barely watch esports, but it's hard enough to get people to watch esports in general. Nobody's checking to watch female esports, guys. Like, the only reason why you saw orgs even do this is because it was a complete virtue signal to people. Hey, we support women in gaming. People barely support men in gaming like that. They ain't supporting women like that.
Yeah.
Get rid of all that shit. That's just a waste of money right there. Thanatos extends his contract.
And the issue with the G2 health thing, only like just 3 teams win. Is what the issue with the whole women in esports thing is. It's whoever has the most money is able to buy the best players. Because the women, they don't want to admit this too, they're going where the money is. They're not going, it's like, let's go to this team where it's, no, you're going to where the money is. You don't care about competition. You really don't. You rather, you know.
That's the thing is, like, I think the only female team, the only thing in female esports that I remember that was even somewhat decently talked about was when CLG had their Counter-Strike Red Team or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That was like the only thing I remember that was somewhat decently talked. Like this simping thing dudes do where they're like, no, it's fine if girls have esport teams and they play. Are you gonna watch them? I'll watch nothing about girls play. It literally does not interest me whatsoever. You know, just like the WNBA, basically. All right. Top laner Thanatos extends his contract with Cloud9 in the LTA North, announced by the organization. So keeping Thanatos, I think, is fine, you know, but the problem here, the only thing I have with him is like he just had no direction in the team. I mean, Cloud9 was insanely dysfunctional. If you watch their Sky's the Limit episode they did, where they lost, obviously, to FlyQuest and 100 Thieves to get knocked out of the playoffs. They essentially went like 2-6 in the playoffs, actually. And those games were pretty bad. Like, all the losses were extremely bad, honestly. Yep. Like, if you're going to take a Korean top laner, you need to have direction with this guy, you know? He definitely has mechanics, but he's not that he's not that piece that they needed to really improve their team, you know? Like, the team's still going to, in my opinion, have all of the same issues, actually.
Oh, yeah, no. They got someone who's mechanically better than the one they had before. But the issue is he doesn't help them improve. That's the thing.
He was basically just a more better, mechanical, stable top laner than Fudge was at the time. Yep. Thanatos, Blabbard, Loki, Sven, Vulcan sounds like a 4th or 5th seed in LTA, not going to lie. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I think maybe highest 3rd, minimum 4th. But then again, you know, we have to see the rest of the rosters for the LTA too. Yeah. G2 Esports have announced the departure of Mickey X. Well, I mean, we knew that. Like,
yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh, great. Welcome, Lebrov. Just good. Actual God, throw me off a cliff, man. Reaper and Big RV2 extend their contracts. Okay, we knew that was going to happen. Oh, Castle. God, for anyone that's going to be watching the LTA, IMT and NRG are gone. And I'm pretty sure just when I said IMT's gone, you guys are probably saying like, yeah, good. IMT was just trash. This last split proved why they should be gone. They faced Shopify Rebellion week 1 in the best of 3s. 2-0'd. But they had that one guy. What's his name? Tomio? This was before they brought back Boogie. They were playing Tomio. They went 2-0 and then proceeded to lose 10 straight.
Yep.
They lost every best of 3 series straight. I've never seen that. Hey guys, we're coming in this split strong. No, you're not. Shut up. You're trash.
Technically they did by winning. They won faster.
They won less games in this split than the last one.
But it took them less time to get their first win than last split.
I hate you. Why do you do this to me? Like that time you were where that fucking what's his name? Hamas, Targham was like, this player has no flash.
Yes, we know. He never chose it.
He literally never had to summon or spell. What are you talking about, bro?
I mean, he wasn't wrong. He didn't have flash.
I don't like you.
Was he wrong about that? No, it was. He just didn't realize that it was never there. I was like, dude, he wasn't wrong. It was just one of those things where it's like when you observe something, you realize, yeah, dude, he never had it. Wow. Okay.
Former Immortals top laner Castle is set to join Disguise in the LTA North. I mean, I don't think he was the worst part about their roster. I mean, he was a cheap import anyway. He was probably the best player on that roster, maybe outside of Ole. I don't know why 100 Thieves just didn't go for Ole unless his contract's just too much money. But there's no way, because if Ole, I think Ole would be a decently better upgrade than Ayla at least. Bot laner Tomo is set to join. Oh my! Why are we doing musical chairs? Dignitas threw Tomo away versus Sven. Didn't make Worlds. Tomo ended up making Worlds with 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves get absolutely annihilated at Worlds. So 100 Thieves are like, I don't want Tomo anymore. even though he was not the reason why they lost their games, only for Tuma to go back to the same org that threw him out. Are we doing this right? Do I just what? Okay, Tumel's on Dignitas. Mid laner Keen?
Yeah.
Keeny? Kian? It's a LCK import. Okay, so Dignitas is importing a Korean mid. Okay.
Yep.
You said support who he is set to join Disguised LTA North. I think that's what who he needs to do. Who he does not need to be on a team where he's with veterans. He needs to be on a team with a few, I'll not say rookies, but a roster where his calls can matter and he can basically shot call in a way that forms the team's macro. I mean, it won't make them great, but you can tell him with why NRG chose to run him back with FBI is beyond me. But they did so well in 100 Thieves. Yeah, that was in spite of them having major bot lane problems with each other. They kind of just handshook on their problems and went, hey, we're better than these guys in 2v2.
And the worst thing NRG did was they got rid of Ignar for it, thinking, oh, we could pair him with somebody he's comfortable with. So I was like, no, Ignar made him uncomfortable. That's why it worked. But also, that like when you look back at that run, that was a fraud. Yeah, it was fraud because they fell the fuck apart right after.
Mm-hmm. Like, and then you heard rumors that they wanted to buy Ignar back from Giant X and then replace him with Huhi. Like, bro, just NRG were only trying to come in and get that revenue share and leave. They weren't trying to be here long term. Yeah. Chaz's favorite top laner, Robo, refuses Vivo Key Stars and renews with Loud. All right.
Robo, yeah. I mean, they say, oh, he's not going nowhere. He was never going. All y'all people that saw he was going somewhere, he was never going anywhere. Let's relax.
Yeah. They were never gonna sign Saken over fucking what's his name?
It doesn't matter.
Tinones. Jungler Zeus has reached a verbal agreement with Disguise. So Zeus was also on Dignitas. He was thrown away for Spica. Spica just came back to the league and just looked giga washed. Giga shit. Complete absolute trash.
Think about somebody who doesn't have a job at the moment. Every team in the North there's only one team that does not have a jungler. And guess who that team is? In the North.
Fucking hell. It has to be Disguise. No, not Disguise.
Yeah, no, Dignitas. Dignitas the only everybody else got jungler. Even in the South, In the South, all but two teams. He could go play with Loud next to Robo.
And this is why this stuff should be abolished. So as we talked about earlier with women in esports and shit like that, and people, I gotta admit, honestly, guys, it's all performative bullshit. Nobody cares. Nobody supports it.
BDS Valkyrie, they're set to disband after 2 years in the women non-binary scene. Okay. The Oregon's pause against investment into progress on the potential legal. I'm gonna tell you that there's no progress. The issue is
Riot's not making progress. Let's the
issue is it's not making money because the same team went in. Honestly, no one gives a fuck. I think it was one of those things that worked during COVID. It worked during COVID because it was so cute and oh okay, I can do this. Then no one gives a fuck.
All these people here commenting, going like, "Oh my god, it's gone." It's like none of you cared, none of you supported that shit. Don't front to me. None of y'all motherfuckers gave a fuck about that shit. And then we have this one. So Cajo is gonna have a team called Las Ratones with the Baus, right? Reckless, Nemesis, and Leader, and someone else.
Jack Spectra.
Jack Spectra. Yeah. Good lord. So Rudy Esports are considering joining forces with I Will Dominate and Yamato Cannon in the NLC with the following roster.
Actually, that's a different team. Yeah, this is Ruddy Esports. Perks, Yanko's leader. Just pretty much all the niggas kicked out of LEC.
Jack Spectra literally had a video saying he was going to retire, remember?
All the old niggas. Is Perks playing top lane?
Yeah, I guess he role swapped.
Oh, Jesus.
He said his top lane's pretty good, man.
Just a bunch of old wash ass up niggas just playing. Wise crackers just playing.
And the thing is, why would Jankos want to play on this team?
He can't get nowhere else. Nowhere else.
Unless
no one in the LEC, not even Rogue will touch him.
And keep in mind, guys, I think Jankos is easily a Western GOAT, but he looked so bad this year on Team Heretics. He looked absolute trash, honestly. And to be fair, everyone looked trash on that team too. The only time they even looked somewhat decent was in that spring split when they swapped out Perks for Zaiwu.
Yep.
And then in the summer split, it was just a honeymoon phase. They absolutely just they were just meh. They were just a definition of mid shit. Absolutely just fucking. It was a horrible team to look at. Like, I'm so glad Wonder does not have a team anymore. Wonder's been running it down since 2021. That motherfucker's been burnt out. He's done. Holy shit. All right, I think that's the biggest one. Fnatic have, announced the departure of Noah and Jun. They have upset and made Mickey X now. I think it's, Noah had some really low lows. His high highs. He hasn't really had those high highs since he joined the league. Yeah. But those games where they were 8,000 gold ahead and him and fucking Jun ran it down as hard as they did was just, oh my God. Now, there's going to be less pressure to perform on GX substantially than compared to Fnatic, obviously. I didn't really see their bot lane as, good, though. Their bot lane was just all right, Like, is it an improvement over Patrick and Ignore for GX? Sure, I guess. But it's like, you're getting a slightly minimal upgrade. It also depends on what's the roster going to be for GX2. That's pretty much it for most of the announcements there.
Yeah.
Coach Kim is coming back to Gen G. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Vikla's joining. Nah. Felix, get the fuck out of the league.
Yeah, he is.
Vikla's.
Yep. Yo, do you want to go over all most of the majority of it? Well, okay. I'm gonna bring up because these are the rumor teams. I'm gonna go share my screen.
Does it have the LPL ones too?
Yeah, LPL. The LPL ones. Not a lot of noise is being made about them because none of them. I'm on CP Sports.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah, because there's not much news about the
party desk. A party desk with shocks? Oh shit!
Hell yeah. I'm trying to be under the desk. I'm trying to eat something.
Okay, so there were apparently the LPL rumored rosters. I'll probably just go over I Will Dominate the video and see what was going on there then. All right, so here's that. As you get that up. Okay, so those are the LCK rosters right here. So what's the Nongshim one? Kingin, Sylvie, Fisher, Jaiwu, and Lahens. That looks so trash.
What is.
What is Nongshim doing? What the hell? What is that? What is that roster? Kwangdong Freaks, Doodoo, PO shit, Bulldog, Berserker, and Life.
I still can't believe the name Doodoo. Really, your name is Doodoo?
He couldn't just have another name. Why?
Doodoo.
KT's team is Cuz, BDD, Ducked on Way. They're probably gonna re-sign Perfect. Let's not even front here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm not even. What are these rosters, man? And then some of the rosters are literally just recycling talent, or they're just keeping what another team had as a piece that wasn't even the best piece. Okay, so DRX look pretty much solidified. Juhan's coming back to DRX. They're going to do Sponge and Juhan.
Yep, UCal, Sponge and Juhan more likely. Yep.
Okay. What else is there? What else we got?
Fear got the Kellen one from being motherfucking top tier team. Or not top tier, but going the world through FearX. Yep.
Because remember, Kellen was that really awful support that Damn One had forever since 2022. Duck Dom. Yeah, he was a Duck Dom. And then they split them up because they were just bad. And then they swapped him out with someone else. He was benched for bad play. Imagine that. He literally got benched because he was performing like crap. And then FearX grabbed him. There's no upside to Kellen. Kellen is awful.
The biggest downgrade is Lens. This nigga went from Genji to Noxian. What? How bad were you?
Arnold doing my boy Lehens like that. The man won MSI. He's won like 3 trophies. Yeah, he's won like 2 trophies for Genji. Man, he's got 3 trophies to his name. And it's like, nah, you played so badly at Worlds. Get your ass on Nangshin. Prove yourself again. Really?
Really, motherfucker?
That's insane. Really? You have to write this year off. You have to. There's no way. You can't make that roster work. What else is there? Oh, it looks like the website did update Homo Life Esports. So it looks like they are going to be retaining the other 4 players that, we were talking about earlier on. That's going to be a scary team. D plus Kia. So they're basically keeping that. They're just basically getting rid of Kingin and Mohab, that other fat fuck, and bringing back Beryl and Saiwu.
Yeah.
Beryl, I mean, you're not getting Beryl for his lane mechanics because you saw that guy in lane. He's absolutely just boosted. He's just only there for his mind. He's not there to play League in the bot lane. He's just there for his macro and shot calling decision making because he's too old at this point. Beryl, give it up. Beryl is the back-to-back world finalist, and he won 2 trophies. Give my boy some credit. He has the same resume that T1 did. That's insane, man.
Yep, 1-1, lost 1-1-1. He back-to-back finals.
Good old Beryl. All right, what about the LCS?
LCS, let me go. LTA, let's go Norse. LTA Norse, boom.
Looks like all the rosters are there. Yeah.
They started cleaning up Dignitas right now. We don't know what's going on with jungle support. Disguise is still missing an ADC. The ADC, there's no rumor on what they're looking for at ADC. Dignitas, I forgot what the rumor for Dignitas. It was I think they were talking about
they need a support and a jungler. I mean, who are you gonna get basically this last minute? Because they're importing mid, so I think they have one. I don't know. 30's North American, so you basically just use one more import slot or just go fully cheap on the roster and just pick up like native talent. But that's the joke. There is no native talent here. Our native talent is terrible.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I would just use the rest on. I just use an import slot, and you just fucking grab a random native player for a penny. Oh God. So when we get closer to the season, like around January, depending on when we have like a few other, maybe another episode here and there, if more news comes out, which I doubt. It's for December, it's pretty much locked. Everything's pretty much done, except we have some small news here or there, right? What's going to be really hard to do with some of these teams is like we'll do a power ranking where we're going to actually number them, and we'll do a tier list actually where we're going to see them most likely, and we'll do that for the LCK and the LEC and the LTA. It's the LTA now. Fucking hell, man.
Yep.
A terrible name. Has no coordination, nothing, just awful. All right. Here is that's your screen. I took off my own screen. What the hell? Here is the rumored LPL roster. So K-Droll is going to love this one. K-Droll is going to be glazing this team. So the biggest one right here, is the one where it talks about TheShy, right? Oh no, I think it's the wrong one. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, this is the wrong video. Holy shit, monkey. Jeez, man. Why me? Give me a moment. One here. So apparently, League of Legends is changing forever. No, it's the right video, I think. Was it one? Oh, the insane LPL roster. Yeah, sorry, it was on his Clips channel. He had that Twitter account that we needed for the episode here. But are you excited for some of these LTA teams? There's no way.
Nah.
I'm pretty sure it's the Team Liquid and FlyQuest running it for a little bit now. I guess that's our new rivals. All right, so here is the rumored LPL teams for at least some of them. And, well, you know what's crazy? It's going to be hard to watch these teams because there's no fucking English broadcast. As of right now, the LPL top team rosters for next year should be BLG, Ben, Wei, Knight, Elk on. Okay. And hey, I mean, I don't know if BLG will be as strong with Wei as they were with Jun. I don't know what they did with... What did Jun have sex with, like, Ben's sister or Knight's girlfriend? Like, what did that guy do? He got them to World Finals, and they were like, you know what? Nah. One game away from winning World Finals, too. And they were also in the MSI Finals. They were like, nah, they can't. Man, esports is so cutthroat, man. Holy shit. Top esports is going to be 369, Kanavi, Cream, Jackie Love, and Crisp. So Crisp was on, Weibo for a while at this point. He's going to be going to top esports, which means that Mako is going to be moving on. We knew they were going to keep Cream and Jackie Love. Yeah. Kanavi is one of the most overrated junglers ever. I don't know why top esports took this guy. He looked like pure shit on JDG this year. So that's definitely a weaker roster, like just by far. JDG is Ale, Jun, Scout, Pays, and Missing. So Genji sent Pays to JDG. What is with some of these like LPL, LCK orgs where they have a relationship? Like Damwon had it with FPX at one point. Genji has it with JDG. They sent Pays and Missing. Guys, that's going to be a shit bot lane. Missing is not good. Missing is actually just bad. I'm sorry. He was another one of those overrated players on that JDG roster from last year. Him and Kanavi were easily just, nah. They were okay, but like, nah. Fuck that shit. Scout on JDG sounds pretty hype right there. He's going to be leaving LNG because he's like, you know what? I can't win with Zika and Hong as my top laner in support. He's had enough of that shit. IG is TheShy, JJ, Rookie, Gala, and Mako. So JJ is the longtime EDG jungler who won the world championship back in 2021. TheShy, 2018 world champion. IG, Rookie, 2018 world champion. Gala, this one was MSIs a few times. And you have Mako, who's also world champion. I would say I would get hyped about this roster a little bit. I can see why people think it's going to be a top 4 roster. I can see it. But, guys, last time we saw TheShy play, he griefed every single game until World Semifinals. Like, do you think TheShy's going to come back and do anything? There's no way. It's going to be hard to watch him because, well, the LPL's English broadcast is gone. Sorry, guys, I keep making that joke, but, like, goddamn. These are the LPL rosters you give me, and now Riot decides to take away the freaking league? You serious? Last year was the weakest the LPL was because JDG had that weird top lane situation they were going through with Flandre and Sheer, and now they're just like, we're just going to get Ale. All right, I guess. What do you think about some of the LPL rosters, actually?
Yeah, some of the shit. Weibo's looks I'm not gonna be. IG is one of those. If it works, a lot of teams might do this. But if it shits the bed, my God.
Like Rookie going back to IG. Rookie was the only decent part about those bad teams, and it's probably because those bad teams just paid him a fucking king's ransom to go there to their team. Like, he was actually the only player doing anything on Ninjas in Pajamas this year. Holy shit. And he still can get to Worlds. They lost in the rematch to JDG. I was like, no. Crap. Good God. Weibo's roster is Breathe, Tien, Xiaohu, Light, Hong. Wait. Light and Hong? Hong.
Yeah.
How does Hong keep getting teams? He's bad. They're doing my boy Light dirty. Light played so good at the World Championship. Nah, we must give you Hong. So troll. That's so troll. Like Tien out here choking his ass off against G2. Motherfucker just scared of jungle against Yike because Yike's the GOAT. Oh God, man. That Weibo team just looks like that looks like some bullshit.
This Weibo team ain't definitely if this motherfucking team ain't making the finals.
If Weibo make it back to Worlds this year coming up, God bless Xiaohu because he's got just
burn the LPL down. If Xiaohu gets Weibo back to the World, burn the LPL down. Just no. There's 4 teams above Weibo that are better than them just on paper. BLG, Top Esports, JDG. Like, I think the most complete team is BLG. Then you could probably say Top Esports. IG looks like it'd be good on paper, but then we're gonna realize half of these niggas are old as shit. Yeah. Like Rookie hasn't been on a good team in like 5 years. He hasn't been on a good team since IG. Like TheShy, last time we seen him,
he said he's taking a break for a year. Motherfucker took a break for a year. Now we've seen this with players. They take a break for like a year, they come back, they are not as good. And keep in mind, guys, TheShy has not been as good since he was playing in his peak or leading to his peak from the earlier years. He's not been basically good since 2020. And even that was pretty rough right there because he was going 0-9 on some ADC's top. So the last time he was good, in my opinion, was 2019. He's only just basically living off his name now. Unless he just straight up doesn't care. Like he's just that individually good. He just doesn't give a shit anymore because he's just a millionaire at this point. I have no clue, honestly. And then we have the last roster, which is Anyone's Legend, which is Flandre, Tarzan, Shanks, Hope, Kale. I remember Shanks. Shanks is on World Elite for a little bit there. He's actually not that bad. I actually think he's pretty talented. Hope. Well, I have no hope for this team. Get it? Sorry, guys. He is joke there.
And Tarzan, hope for the team because Shanks is about to shank the shit out of it.
Good Lord. Flandre was so boosted. Flandre was so boosted on JDG. He's actually awful. He was so bad. He himself took a year off. And look what happened to him. Tarzan, if he's not in the finals, he's probably going to be one of the best junglers in the LPL. But the problem here is if he's in finals, bet on the other team. That's what you always do. So that's pretty much it for most of the rosters. Let's see. Unless there's anything super substantial. Looking forward to seeing TheShy. Looking forward to TheShy being able to int my second favorite players that always suffer in Rookie and Gala. Oh, God, man. TheShy, I got one more int in me. Rookie, shit. Here we go again. If Rookie gets inted on this team, okay, it's not only just on his teammates. He definitely has, like, people can't use that excuse now where he doesn't have good teams. That is a good team on paper. There's no way that can't work, right? Right?
Yep.
There's no way that roster can't work. There's absolutely no way. Come on. If that roster can't work, it's something there. There has to be something wrong with Rookie. Maybe he's just cursed by the league god that has demanded he never be happy again after winning Worlds or some shit like that.
Hey, he chose to stay on the shit team all these years.
Yeah. Before we do the final episode of the year, which teams did you want to talk about that failed? So we have Fnatic.
Fnatic.
Going over
Cloud9.
We did Cloud9. Remember? I saw how to clip the video out.
Yep. Okay. We did Cloud9. Fnatic.
Yeah.
I don't know what LCK team. I want to do Genji. I think
Genji. Yeah. We're gonna do Fnatic, Genji.
I want to do between Genji and I kind of want to do KT. I because Genji technically did not. Why Genji failed to win Worlds? Let's title it like that because they did succeed in winning MSI. Trophy did get his first international trophy. Why did Genji fail to win Worlds?
Yeah, so Fnatic, Genji, G2. I think that's it, right? I think so. It's really hard to call BLG a failure. It's really
no, not BLG, not BLG. Why JDG failed completely this year? JDG. No, fuck all that. These niggas couldn't even be top 4. These niggas went to 5 games with ninjas.
They actually lost the first
pajamas.
And they also lost the first best of 5 against them too.
Come on, son. You losing to a rookie who 13 years ago. This nigga don't give a fuck. JDG. Because I was thinking BLG, then I was thinking LNG, but then I had to look at it. What the fuck happened with JDG? JDG was always close. Why did JDG fail at everything? They couldn't get to MSI. They couldn't get to Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the last one is why. Okay. Try to see. Do we do it?
Oh, there's any other team? Oh, we could do some. I guess you could say Team Liquid.
Team Liquid. I was going to say 100 C's why they failed to get out of playing, but honestly, that one could be like a 10-minute video. That's
to begin with. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, okay, no. Why Team Liquid ran out of gas?
Yeah. Okay. That's
fine. Or because they're liquid. Why Team Liquid ran out of steam? No.
Maybe you. I was gonna say, hey, they're liquid. They probably just nope. No, make those jokes on YouTube. God damn.
And the other one that's gonna go along with Fnatic. That's gonna be the second half. Why G2 success is LEC failure?
Yeah,
that's gonna be the second half of the Fnatic because Fnatic losing the way they losing it looks worse on G2 because G2 has not looked good. They were throwing summer finals, and Fnatic was just like, "Oh, you saw you could so hard." Okay, Fnatic out here putting motherfucking Fnatic look like the Chicago Bears. Niggas out here just throwing away leads. Just Matt Ryan up in this bitch. Oh, we're up 9K gold. Oh, G2, and everybody said, "Oh, G2 can't come back." Nigga, Fnatic was doing a harder choke job than BDS. BDS out here throwing 2-0 leads. Fnatic out here just throwing 3 games straight. Fuck a 2-0 lead. We'll just let them sweep us. Oh my god. 3-1. G2 doesn't go to a 5 game in the finals. You finally beat G2.
You know what's even crazier to think about?
3-0 you.
Do you know what's even crazy to grasp this as a concept, guys? Mad Lions, a team that people thought was going to be 10th, actually beat G2 in a best-of-5 series with, in theory, worse players than BDS, who've had multiple best-of-5s against them. There was one of that lane swap. Oh my god, I had never seen a stomp that hard. LeBron said they're going to lane swap, and they did, and they completely embarrassed them to the point where it looked like they were about to cry on stage.
And then Adam was like, "Oh, I was surprised they lane swap." LeBron kept saying he kept pinging it, and Adam was like, "Why is he pinging me?"
Oh god, damn BDS.
And then on Reddit they said G2 lost to Mad Lions on purpose to make sure that if BDS didn't get to Worlds. Because they said if G2 would have beat Mad Lions, Mad Lions would have lost to BDS. I was like, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure because I have no faith in BDS. Anytime BDS is up 2-0 in the series, I'm like, I'm looking at my watch like, all right, how long does BDS have to speed run a 2-0? I like BDS is the definition. Them niggas should never be in the lead. Mm-mm. Game 3 was each game that G2 played against BDS was more of a stomp. Game 3 was even Game 2 was close. Game 3 was like close, but not really. Game 4 was a stomp.
What was the worst series that we watched with BDS? Oh my god, the Mad Lions one. That one where Merwin threw that whole series away. I was like, what the fuck?
And the fuck up part about BDS threw it away the team fight before, only for Merwin just throw it at him like BDS threw you the series just for Mad Lions to just throw it completely out the window.
BDS didn't even look. Wait, what? There was a split. One of them where they didn't even look good. I think it was a spring split. But in the summer split, they actually didn't look that. Most of their regular season, they didn't look that bad.
The other series, it was the SK series. It was the SK versus somebody series.
SK versus
SK would never SK could never get rid of those fraud allegations. Those I ain't never seen a team just completely fail. Just my God.
Oh God, man. SK, like when you said playoffs, I was like, what playoffs? Do they exist in the playoffs? Them motherfuckers, the Cowboys. Get them the fuck out.
Yep.
Get them the absolute fuck out. Like, they're always gonna be like decent in the regular season, but then when it comes to playoffs, they're non-existent. They went like, God, who'd they face first? I think they didn't do anything. They won like a single game in the playoffs, actually.
Yeah.
Like, God, man, I know that team is fucking just fraudulent as hell. They replaced their bot lane, and they still have the same issues.
Yep.
Yeah.
The best part about your team, you got rid of it.
Hey, man, but they still have Yzma.
Yeah, okay.
They still have Yzma, guys. Don't worry. He's out here just stealing paychecks. That guy's an actual paycheck stealer. Holy shit. But yes, we are going to be going over why Fnatic failed in 2024. You guys will see basically the Cloud9 version of that very soon when I'm able to clip that out of the episode we did. It was season 12, episode 17 we did it. So I already have it downloaded. All I got to do is go in my editor and clip it out. Because as you guys know, the reason why we do that kind of stuff on the show is because I can just clip it out. I just upload it as a regular video. Actually,
also why JDG failed.
Man, good lord, because your gal was burnt out. I don't even know what the fuck happened to him. He must have just been either burnt out or he just gave up on his team. Had to have been. I don't know what the fuck happened to that guy.
But sometimes that's what happens when you take one of the best pieces off a team, and you see how dependent that team was of him. That team was dependent on Knight because Ruler had it, but he didn't have it like he had it last year.
Yeah, and when you're trying to carry from his position, if you don't even have a decent support backing you up, like missing is just not it. Sorry, guys, he's just not good. Like Kanavi's always been pretty much overrated in my opinion. He's a jungler that just looks like shit for the most part.
Another one I got in this thoughts. Why does top esports always come up short? And this might be nitpicking. This is because I'm looking at MSI. Why are they getting 3-0?
They lost 3-0 to G2.
G2, and then they get 3-0. And then they get 3-0 by T1. And then they lose 3-1 in the T1
series.
Oh no, they like that. Okay. The series I got from FlyQuest G2 or Genji, I thought that was going to be the T1 top esport. I thought that was going 5. I thought Genji was sweeping the shit out of FlyQuest, and it was the other way around. I'm like, you telling me FlyQuest had more heart than top esports? You telling me Whippo looked better than 369? You telling me Masu outplayed Jackie? Fuck it, nope. I was like, nope, not doing it. Not gassing myself up. This some bullshit. You tell me Boosie. You tell me this nigga Boosio. This motherfucker Boost. What was it? Boosio
outperformed Mako.
I'm not gonna lie. That I'm not surprised by it. Mako was looking like kind of cheeks. He was looking kind of bad all year. I was inspired. I'll shine. Was it Tien? That was a surprise.
Tien, and I know T1 played really well against Top Esports, but man, did Top Esports not even try? They didn't even show up to that series.
After game two,
Tien walked on the stage sucking cock, actually just gagging on it.
After game two, you saw the defeat in their eyes. I've never seen it. I've seen more heart and wave.
2 years in a row, man. 2 years in a row. T1 plays a top 4 LPL team and blows them out in a fashion that we just don't even see coming. Absolute fisting. I don't even know who got clapped harder. LNG last year or Top Esports this year? I will say at least that game one, they were attempting stuff. It felt like LNG in 2023, they weren't attempting anything. They just
fisted. LNG saw T1 was just start pissing their pants. They're like, oh fuck. I'm still looking for the motherfucking support from LNG. Where the fuck he at?
He's on Anyone's Legend.
He ain't my legend. He ain't my legend. No.
God, man. Remember Gala had to pay like in excess of like millions of dollars to get
$1 million in China. It was like 400. It was like 400,000. I think he had to pay. They said it was like a third of his yearly salary to just get Scout to Worlds because it was either Scout play or Yagal. I was like,
they announced, hey, Yagal would like to step up and take Scout's spot at the World Championship.
No, it wasn't even stepped up. It was whoever was the team that would have got to Worlds if it wasn't for because I think it was I'm trying to remember because LG was fourth or they were third.
Yeah,
because
losing gold Scout and Gala. LG's gonna have to rebuild pretty hard. Yeah, losing the gold is massive.
It was the team after that. If it was, I think it was because if Ninjas beats JDG, it would have been a rookie instead of It probably would have been rookie instead of Yagal. But due to JDG,
did you find it funny that literally they announced Yagal was going to be taking Scout's spot at Worlds this year, and then like a few days later they're like, "No, Scout's going to play." They were making Gala was like, "Go to bank account, draw money."
It was him. It was a bunch of other people it was a bunch of people that figured out how to fix the visa real quick because they kept saying it was going to take a few weeks, and then they announced, "Oh, Yagal's going to be taking Scout's," but fuck that.
2 days later, they were like, "Nah, we not playing with Yagal."
They expedited the process. Whatever money they needed to find, they found it. They said, "Fuck that shit." But the thing was, Yagal was still on the team. If LG would have won Worlds, Yagal would have got a championship because he was technically still on the active roster, yet ineligible to play. But he was due to they signed him. He was inactive. I was like, if LG would have won, Yagal would have got a champ. He would have got a championship because because he doesn't play. But due to it was an emergency switch, he would have counted.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, ain't just a bitch.
Oh, the other last thing to go over next time we do an episode, the entire Rift is changing. They announced a new layer of gameplay for League. So, man, I was watching it a little bit through I Will Dominate's video. Those rioters look like an actual cult. Some of them look like they're dead inside. Like, what the fuck's going on with them? Oh, Insanity and Zazel have reached verbal agreements with Luminosity in the NACL?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Good Lord, man. Okay, I guess. And then you see a she, her in the comments with a Troon flag.
Oh, shit.
Oh, You remember the guy Finn who was on Rogue, who looked like absolute trash,
Yeah.
who kept getting replaced by Otawamne on most teams? He announced that he's not going to be competing in 2025. Finn said, "I won't be competing in the LEC in 2025. I was under the impression that would be the case, but due to an unforeseen change, it ended up not being the case. My confidence in my own ability has never wavered, and I still firmly believe I have what it takes to be the best top in Europe." Buddy, you had 3 splits to prove that.
Okay, fam. I have
All right.
business proposition and for you a new American venture. I am calling it CLG2. Get the fuck out of here.
Laurel, shut up. Laurel, you thought he was bad too. Stop capping. Don't do that to him. God. Good God. Now, guys, I'm sorry. Let's be honest here. If you played bad on that rogue roster, you weren't going to get a team. They sent motherfuckers to ERL teams that bad. They want to put your ass in fucking Brazil.
Pretty much anybody that played on that rogue team or that Carmine Corp team.
Yep. All right, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up here.
Corp team, you're fucked.
Oh, Carmine Corp. Oh goodness gracious, man. That Kalis guy, he has so much pressure right now to perform, and if he does not perform very well, and they didn't take Mickey X, they ended up taking Yike, and it was Hansama and Mickey X. They didn't take those other 2 pieces, and they don't perform with this Kalis guy. Yike, I don't know about Yike's career personally, because Yike doesn't have caps to win championships anymore. If Yike ends up performing very well without caps, that looks honestly really good for him. Because it's so easy to look good on G2 sometimes because you have like the best players in every single position most of the time. He's on Carmine Corp now. Hopefully he can keep up that level of play. Hopefully he can. Because you got to play with a good old fat ham in the support position who doesn't talk and calls out flashes when they don't even exist on the team. So
awesome. He doesn't have a flash. Oh, thank you. He never had flash. It's between. I rather play with a guy who doesn't know which summoner spells the opponent has than someone that smacks so goddamn loud second. I'm like, yo, second, you got one more time to smack that fucking gum, but I'll smack the shit out of you, nigga. Me and him would have been good friends. I would have smacked the shit out of him. I'm like
that. Oh my god, that was disgusting. Remember? God, that might have been the funniest thing I ever seen. I will not do a video. He was gonna kill himself after hearing that smacking. What?
I'd have been like,
Dom, is that?
I'd like say me, second, Dom, somebody over teammate. Like, Dom, you ain't gotta kill yourself because I'm about to kill this nigga. Like, smack your gun one more time. Like, Dom, smack the shit out. I swear to God, like. I'll beat you like Adam beat his fucking teammate, nigga. Don't you chew a gum into the fucking mic, nigga. Oh,
I'll never forget that, man.
And then you gonna say this on Fred Jackson. I'm not a nigga. Like, nigga, I'm gonna beat you like a nigga. Keep eating that motherfucker.
Earlier this year, remember Otawamne got kicked for the Antonio, all washed. Otawamne, you suck now. You're trash.
The Antonio retires. He retires. You know he retired, right?
He hasn't announced it yet. Has he not announced it yet? He should.
He's announced it.
He did.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I did not see that. Otawamne?
No, not Otawamne.
The Antonio. He announced he's retiring. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the Antonio. Oh no, Otawamne.
Otawamne should announce he's retired at this point. Good gosh. Yeah, because the Antonio basically got a pity sex split on GX after being on their academy team for a while. It's like, we're not making worlds. You can come play on the spot for the last split. I'm retired. He had to play with Patrick and Ignar. He was like, fuck that shit.
This motherfucker was like...
Okay, so here are some of the League of Legends 2025 butthole. I'm kidding. Here's some of the League of Legends 2025 season updates. New format. 3 seasons with 8 patches each. Only 1 rank reset at the start of the year. Each season will focus on one region of Runeterra. The first one will be Noxus. Okay. LNG's roster could be Zika, Weiwei, Yagao, shit.
Yeah.
Nope. Put that in 8th place. Straight up 8th. Oh, God. So there's way more stuff coming to the Rift, which is good. League needs to kind of, have this every once in a while. We've had that same map redesigned for a while at this point. They've did different things like Rift Herald and all that shit. But yeah, there needs to be some new stuff added to the Rift. And we'll go over that video next time we have a show. Odo Wamne, what did he do? Nope, that's it. He hasn't posted anything. He's been just basically retweeting stuff. What else have we seen here? What has Yamato been doing? Yamato Cannon, okay, confirmed. Nothing there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So on the next time we have this, I forgot. LPL has 16 teams. Yeah, Rare Atom sold their slot. Let's be honest here. Rare Atom had no fans. Nobody cared if they played. No one cared if they existed. No one cared if they left the league. Same thing with IMT. No one cared if they played games. No one cared if they left. People were just like, why are you even here? So, yeah, as we head out, got anything planned coming up you want to let the audience know about?
Yeah, about where I have a video about where I'm going and why I decided to not take a break, but I needed to figure out what I actually wanted to do with the channel. That's why don't be surprised when I just have a bunch of videos come out in the New Year's. I just been playing a lot of Pokemon, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just actually put out videos I actually care about. Because honestly, I didn't want to put out like some shitty videos. I'm like, yeah, no, this is not good. But yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that in a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. I should have one video out by the end of the year, just explaining where I was, and then I'll be back. I'll be back with new stuff in the new year.
Hell yeah! I think a new year, a new kind of refreshed mindset. Would be good. I think you just do it like I did. Just find a different genre of stuff you care about and just make content through that.
Yeah, because it's like I like talking about Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh stuff with other people, but by itself it's kind of like, okay, how do I balance off stuff? Like I can talk about news, like
he's back for like ban list videos, and he just
got no. In the video, that's why I said the only Yu-Gi-Oh videos you're really gonna see me talk about is ban list and the random discussions. Because I've realized, like, as much as I do these hit or miss videos, like they do sell well, but Konami misses too much. Whereas like I can't keep up. They're missing too much shit. I'm like, okay. And then they put the video in the next where I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay.
Yep.
And I was like, okay.
Just do vlogs and tell stories. No, that's
not no. Actually, that was one of my. I was wanting to say what I was gonna do, but like I gotta tell them in a way where I don't like I have to change names and all that, and because I have to tell it like it's fictional, even though it's true. Because I don't need people finding out, oh, this shit happened. Like, oh, but my daughter would never do that. Your daughter's a slut. Like, okay, just like, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Just make sure to be nice to people.
I'm nice, man.
Why are you lying? You hate these hoes. Don't worry, I hate modern women too. Modern women are literal trash.
It's like when someone got mad because I said Kayla. I was like, I wanted to date Kayla Clark. If her and I were in high school or college, I wouldn't date her, but I would have felt her attractive. There's certain girls I'm cool with, and there's some girls like I'll go after. Like her friend Lexi Hull on the Fever, I would have probably went for her, even though I'm not a big fan of blondes. Like, if she had brunette hair, I probably would have went for her. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Very fine, man. Yeah, it's one of those things where, I think you can do it. You just got to just find a lane of content. Yeah. I'll say just, find a genre, for a topic you want to make content on
Oh
consistently.
no, I already got a genre. Like the thing is, I'm not gonna stop doing Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh videos.
Oh no, I don't think you are. I told you the same thing I told you before. Kind of change this channel to what you want it to be, and just that other side channel you want, just put the Pokemon content on there.
Yeah,
I don't even think you should do Yu-Gi-Oh content anymore. What I think you should do is just do Pokemon because you're more passionate about talking about Pokemon and playing it in general.
There are a few Yu-Gi-Oh videos I need to put out though. I gotta put out, and I keep, and it's not directed at anybody, but there are some people. I need to put out an actual video of why Konami will never, or will probably never ever do cash prizing, and it's not for the reason you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
People think it's because of Kazuki Takahashi. He has nothing to do with it.
He should have done it more than now. He's dead.
even he said, or with the words were, if it was up to him, he would choose not to put cash prizing in it. But he has no choice. Even if he had the choice to make a cash prize of that, it's out of his hands. It's in the government hands. And I'm gonna break that whole video down because
what kind of content would you do if you're not doing the TCG stuff on this channel?
Be talking about TV shows. It's gonna be once I start, because it's gonna be. I'm gonna start off basic and talk about TV shows and Power Rangers. Like it's not gonna be a Power Ranger channel. It's gonna be a show. It's gonna be a channel talking about TV shows. Power Rangers are TV shows, even though they're a niche. Yu-Gi-Oh is an anime TV show. It's gonna be talking about TV shows. I'm gonna do my monthly ranked video by top 10 sitcoms of all time. Trust me, my number one sitcom will surprise motherfuckers because it's not a black sitcom. And I remember years ago when I said that. It's not a black. It's from the 90s. 7 out of 10 of my favorite sitcoms come from the 90s, and I got a video about that. I already got the script written about why the sitcoms were the best in the 90s. And it's more an opinion. A lot of these are going to be opinions about why I say most of it, and and all that shit.
You're fine, man.
Yeah, like in that, like why Yu-Gi-Oh, in my opinion, was why Yu-Gi-Oh's best years were during the Duel Monsters. And when I say Duel Monsters, I mean Duel Kingdom, Battle Kingdom, Battle City. Duel Kingdom, Battle City. I don't know.
Yeah, those are the type of Yu-Gi-Oh videos I want to do when I do that Yu-Gi-Oh channel again. Yeah. Those videos are so fun, man.
That and why after 5Ds. Once it was no longer on actual TV, but it was on like Cartoon Network, it wasn't readily available to everybody. Because Yu-Gi-Oh from 2001 to 2004 is when it was its prime year.
I'm going to show you this really quickly about T1. This came out on Leakpedia, where most games played with the same roster. That T1 Zoff roster, 457 games played.
And then G2 was number 2.
God damn, and they're 200 games off.
Yep.
And keep in mind, because the LEC plays best of ones and the best of threes, but now it's gonna be different, obviously.
Plus, T1 gets further than Worlds.
Look at that MVP roster, 80. Oh, that was a woo! Talk about a piece of shit roster that less than some of their parts.
That EDG roster, that was the
21. Oh, the Rascal Life roster. Oh, I hated those. Oh, it's so bad. I hated it.
The JDG with Zoom, Konami, Yagal,
Loki and Love Mal. Yeah, that's the first year they won. That's the first year they won. That was the year they won in 2020. They won the spring split. Yeah.
See, it's funny how G2 is up here twice.
G2 is there twice. Yeah.
Yep. CLG's up there with Darshan, X Missy, Stixay.
6A Hui and Afro. Yeah, I remember that roster. I remember all these rosters except the
How long was
Uncle
this
Buffalo
team
one.
together? 2 years?
They were together 2016 and 17. Keep in mind, this is also when the LCS transitioned into playing best of threes after the best of one split too.
And then
So they had
Hui,
extra games. Mm-hmm.
that's how you know it's old, because Hui was a mid laner.
Yeah, motherfucker went to 100 Thieves as a mid laner, then came back as a support. This motherfucker's been on the block.
And Cloud9 had.
Oh, that's the original C9 roster: Balls, Lemonation, Meteos.
Wait. The guy's name was Balls?
Yeah. C9's first top laner ever name was Balls.
I can't see. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, nigga named Balls. Balls. You got another nigga named Trick. I can't. I fucking can't with these names. It's one thing you talk about Caps. It's like, okay, Caps. Nigga,
hey man, before they got Expect, and they had what was the first top laner they had for G2?
Trick.
No, the first one was before they had Expect in the summer split, they had they had Kikis, and before that, the challenger top laner's name was Smitty J.
Smitty J, got a nigga named Life. Expect, Trick on Perks. Fuck me.
Yeah, when Balls is playing bad, they're like, man, your balls are sweaty, smelly. His name's just Balls.
Sneaky Balls. Balls sneaky. Yeah.
You can't make this stuff
I would
up.
have been roasting it. See, I would have been kicked off team because I would have been roasting niggas. Like, nigga,
dude, the most criminal name is Rascal. He was on a top 2 roster in the LCK. His name is Rascal. Motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. You're a fucking fraud. Rascal's such a fraud.
No, nigga named Rookie, but you been playing for like 10 years. Who the fuck? Missing. Oh my god, he lived up to that name. That nigga went missing. I'm still looking for his ass. That nigga went missing. That's the worst name to have. Nigga, you really went missing.
Well, as you guys know, Chaz is going to be working on basically you're going to be rebranding the channel. Basically, what you want to come back to?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna put out the main Yu-Gi-Oh video right now. I'm waiting for this band list to come out if it ever comes out. But I got a why Konami, and it's mostly about why Konami needs to follow the Pokemon.
You know they never will though.
I know. Not with cash. Because they don't need to follow with that. They need to follow because Pokemon didn't do cash for like the first 7 years after they left Wizard of the Coast. I think they started doing cash in like 2012. It's like almost a decade. But why Konami all over the world is following what Japan does, and Japan has a whole new format. They have a whole separate format.
No, it's never happening. Nope. I'm on my last one. I have the Cloud9 podcast and I have the MSK show. That's it. I'm good. You know, I messed up with the Iron Man podcast, but I really mess up. I enjoyed all the content we done on the show. It's just, I wanted to make sure everything was in synced up so you could watch it from the beginning to where it's at currently. I should have thought about that when I first did that, but it's whatever. It's fine. We're about to hit 100 episodes anyway. We're currently on episode 89, 88, I think we're on. So we should hit 100 by this month, but if not, we'll easily hit 100 beginning of January. Yeah, we're on episode 85. We'll be on episode 85 if starting this week, actually. So yeah, just to let you guys know, as we wrap up this episode of the Cloud9 podcast, I think the next time we'll have an episode is we'll just do it just next Thursday. Obviously, that's when we'll have, the next episode of the Cloud9 podcast. We'll talk about basically why Fnatic failed in 2024. And as you guys know, you can literally just watch all the episodes of the Cloud9 podcast from the beginning to where we are at currently on the podcast platforms. If you could not watch the show live, and you can now watch all of the episodes on Rumble. The show is streamed live to YouTube, X, and Rumble. And after that, you guys know that I am working on getting the Iron Man podcast episodes, the rest of them uploaded to the podcast platforms. And after that, I'm going to upload the MSK show episodes that we currently have been doing for that show. And then I'm going to be working on getting out consistent content in a shorter time frame for you guys. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hope you had a great day. Hope you ate a lot. Hope you are completely full. You can have a great holiday season. And I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. And thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. Leave a like, comment down below, and have a great weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we'll see you guys